your vegetables. I usually throw in some spinach or kale.
Uh-huh.
And then you might want to have a good fat. Sometimes that's coconut milk for me. Nut butters, like almond butter, works really well. I'll throw in chia seeds or hemp seeds. And then I usually also have another protein source, but that, like, a lot of those kind of overlap. So the protein in this case would be like the nut butter, not necessarily the coconut cream. That would be the healthy fat. And then some people like to throw in a little bit of oats just for that extra bit of complex carbohydrates before they go do a workout. So you can basically put all of the components of a meal into your smoothie. But if you're just going to pick up a smoothie at one of these little smoothie shops, most of the time it's going to be a bunch of fruit, some juice, which has even more sugar in it.
Yeah.
And then that's what you're starting your day with. Not necessarily the best.
You'll probably hit a crash somewhere in the afternoon.
Yeah.
So, I'm always curious, when you sit down with your clients, like when it comes to labels and things like that, do you ever like educate your clients on like how to read labels, or, paying attention to serving sizes and, breaking it down to them? Because it's very easy as a consumer to kind of overlook it. And you look at a label and it says, this per, serving, this amount of calories, this amount of sugars and fats, but it says 3 times. The 3 times is not what most people are looking at. And they're getting 3 times that amount to consume the whole product. So,
well, it's definitely, portion sizes are generally out of control in our country. And if you were raised as part of the clean plate club, as I like to call it, where your parents were like, oh, you definitely have to eat everything in order to get your dessert or to leave the table, whatever the case is. A lot of times we are just trained that way. So even when we go out to eat, there's a large portion that we're being served and we're eating all of it.
Yeah.
But that, of course, translates into us coming home and opening up a bag of pretzels, sitting in front of the TV and mindlessly eating, as you said, 3 to 4 times the amount. You turn it around and you're like, 16 pretzels is a serving.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, portion sizes are key. Another thing that's on the food label that I really enjoy now is, since I believe it was July that this went into effect, they have to put added sugars. So, the fruit sugars that we might encounter, not so bad. It's more, what did the manufacturers add? And now they're being required to say, out of the 12 grams of sugar that's in this product, 6 of them are from added sugars. The more important part, though, too, is the ingredients list right underneath the food label. That's going to tell you what your food is made out of. So if it's wheat followed by sugar, that's pretty easy of a decision in my book, where it's like, okay, maybe not that choice.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll choose something else. So I think that part is really key too. Plus, there's a bunch of chemicals and food additives. And as Michael Pollan says, if your great grandmother couldn't pronounce it or doesn't know if you don't know what it is, it's probably better for you not to put it in your body.
Right.
Good guideline there.
It's probably some type of banned substance somewhere else in the world.
Probably, yeah. Where here it's like generally recognized as safe. So if you're sticking with whole foods, which not the whole food store, but whole unprocessed foods, you're avoiding that. You pick up kale. There's no extra additives on that. You go pick up some quinoa from the bulk bin of a grocery store. You don't have to worry about additives with that generally either. So you can avoid a lot of the detective work that is normally needing to be done when you just stick with the whole foods.
Yeah. So when it comes to just killers, like not only food killers, but just, it could be something specific inside of a food that you eat or buy. What is some top things that stick out on your mind and says, hey, if you see this on a label, or if this is in this product, try to stay away from it as much as possible, because it's going to, slow your progress down. Is there anything that kind of sticks out in your mind?
Well, we shouldn't be, hopefully, seeing any trans fats in our foods. So if it says partially hydrogenated oil of like soybean oil, palm oil, whatever, that's a big red flag. It's taken over 100 years for people to realize that maybe we shouldn't be eating trans fats. So hopefully we're at that point now where people have gotten rid of that. High fructose corn syrup, I would definitely get rid of. Now, there are over 50 different names for added sugars, and food companies are pretty smart. So they know that, for example, if you're going down the grocery aisle or the cereal aisle in the grocery store, and let's say the mom or dad picks up a box of cereal, they look at the ingredients and it says wheat followed by sugar. They're more likely to put that back on the shelf. However, if food companies use different forms of sugar, diacetase esters, evaporated cane juice, they'll make all sorts of things sound even healthy. It's harder to see. So you have to read basically the whole ingredients and say, okay, that's a sugar, that's a sugar, that's the sugar. but they've used different words so they can go lower on the list. It's very tricky.
So,
Another thing I'm really careful of is additives. So like the food colorings, FD&C, blue number 40, that type of stuff. Not good for human health.
yeah. So is it actually in order, like according to like the percentage of that in the product? Does it go in order?
It's the amount of weight product. Yeah.
So, okay. I just wanted to make sure, because you like the first few things that you actually read, you're like, okay, this is what contains the most. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, it's by weight. So like I said, they're pretty tricky because they'll just use different forms of sugar, and that way it can go lower on the list. And most people aren't reading the list all the way down. So
Yeah.
it's important.
No,
Food manufacturers are always a few steps ahead of the rest of the population. So it's really important to be your own health detective, or to get somebody to be a health detective with you and say, hey, guess what? This yogurt that you've been eating has 37 grams of sugar in it. Let's make a better choice here.
Yeah.
It can be a lot of sugar to start your day off with, or to have as a snack. So I would do plain yogurt and then add your own sweetener. So if you want to, put a little bit of honey in there, and then put some blueberries, that's much healthier than buying a blueberry flavored one, because the food manufacturers generally just add more sugar to that because they think you want it sweeter. They do the same thing with the vanilla yogurts too. Between plain and vanilla yogurt, they put almost double the. You think it's just vanilla extract. It is not. There's vanilla extract and sugar in there.
Wow. It's not even necessary. It's not even necessary. No.
I agree with you.
Well, that's awesome. Well, thank you so much, Adrienne. Again, man, very insightful. I'm a student right now. So,
hey, they always say you can't outrun a bad diet, right?
Right. So, let us know how we can get in contact with you.
Well, you can visit my website, which is onebitewellness.com. So that's ONEBITEWELLNESS.com. And I have a bunch of nutrition, lifestyle, and whole foods plant-based recipes, which are, of course, low in sugar and use natural sugars instead. You can also contact me via phone at 614-596-7795. I'm here to help.
All right. Well, thank you again, Adrienne. We'll have a part 2 sometime in the future.
Okay. I'm excited. All right. I'll look forward to it. Have a wonderful day.